We're celebrating fall on today's show, and this is a great time of year to, decorate your house, change it up a little bit. And Erica is here from Lowning's Landscaping Center, which they do a lot more than landscaping. You have a store right inside.
Yep, the Gathered Earth.
And all sorts of neat things.
Yeah, it's called the Gathered Earth, partially because that's what we do. We gather. So, what we're talking about today is what do you have around your house that you can use to make it easy to decorate and then to shift from season to season. So we did an arrangement over here. And this is one where it also shows how we kind of do repurposing and that type of thing. The mold down here, this is actually a Jello mold that's down here that we got for 96 cents or something like that at Goodwill. The plants are ones that we had used out in the yard, but now that it's getting cold, we brought them back in. And then obviously the gourds and that type of thing.
So pretty.
But yeah, and then this came out of the yard as well.
Just some leaves?
Yeah, and oak plants hold their leaves a little bit longer, and then you have those neat acorns and that kind of thing. This was something that was picked. Deb picked it from, an antique store or whatever.
The jar? And then
jar. And then it was just some curly willow that we had gathered. And then this is recycled glass. So we have a mixture here of old and new.
Beautiful candles.
Now, the candles that we chose are ones that are more neutral. The color that we're bringing in comes in from the gourds and that type of thing. So then that's what makes it easier to be able to swap it out for heading into Thanksgiving or heading into Christmas, get rid of the orange, bring in more blue or something like that, and sparkly, that type of thing.
And I like the fact there's varying heights, and there's a lot to look at. It really kind of, it's fascinating.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. I think a lot of times people don't understand what it is that they find appealing about it. And if they see a display or something like that, they're not real sure. They're like, why can't I get that to look like that at my house? And a lot of times it's because they're not looking at it correctly. Like you were saying, all the varying heights, the carrying the color throughout the entire arrangement. If we look at the mantle that we had done earlier, with this one too, again, we did gathering. So we have a mixture again of gathering and artificial and that type of thing. So the birch we collected when we had the storm. So the big storm that came through this summer. The hydrangeas came out of our yard, so we just dried them. The birch bark was something that was gathered as well. This is just an antique drawer. The bottles, those are called pharmacy jars. And what's kind of neat about that is that there's lids that come with it. So the glass lid you can use to also create height within. So don't just think, well, we're not using the lid, so put it away. You can use that to create the height that you're looking for.
I love the riding hat for some texture. That's a very, I would never think of putting a riding hat, which again, I'm sure you can pick up places, maybe you have one, on a fireplace mantle, but it really works.
Right, and that's the other thing too. I mean, just because you're changing for the holidays doesn't mean you need to get rid of all the stuff that you think is important to you or that you really enjoy. I mean, this is just a piece of rusty wood kind of press thing, but it goes with that whole rustic feel that we're creating.
And the clock even works.
Right, and that's a company that we carry where they do clocks that have kind of an older retro feel about them. And another thing that we do try to do at the shop is that we do try to carry things like this particular garland is probably one of my favorites. It's made out of birch bark. It's leaves that are cut out of birch bark. But when you look at that, you can use it for fall, you can use it for Thanksgiving, and that type of thing. But it works just as well heading on into the holidays, heading into Christmas. I have a couple of things here where if you just add, a pick like this, you put it on up into this jar.
All of a sudden it's sparkly and more
Thanksgiving. And now you have the sparkly,
holiday.
you get rid of the orange, put, because then we have like some snowflakes and that kind of thing that you can put in the branch instead to just, change it up and make it easy.
So cool. And don't, the fireplace isn't just a Christmas kind of thing. And I think putting some thought into it instead of, people just, sometimes just throw a bunch of pictures up there and, they get lost. So,
and thus you're creating, kind of a scene and a story that goes along with your pictures. Your pictures would go great in there as well.
So if you say, I have no idea how I could do this, she made it look so good, they can help you. Erica at Lowning's Landscape, the Gathered Earth inside is the shop. And where are you guys located?
We are located in Appleton. We are north of town on Richmond, 6064 Richmond Street, and we do workshops. So if you want to come and do some workshops, see what we're doing, you can give the shop a call at 733-2560.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Fun thing to do for fall. Appreciate it. Great
Thank
stuff.
you.
I love it all.
Great.
You need to come to my house.
Oh, will do.
Okay, good.